Reacher Season 3's Villain Operation Explained. Every character involved and what they do. After gradually unraveling the tapestry around its central villain's operation, Reacher Season 3 finally reveals its antagonist's true purpose. Based on Lee Child's Persuader, Reacher Season 3 closely follows the original story by showing how the titular character has personal stakes involved in his new undercover mission. He has a long history with the main villain, Xavier Quinn, who ruthlessly murdered his military police partner, Dominique Cole. Along with Quinn, Reacher Season 3 also introduces many secondary antagonistic players like Polly, Duke, and Zachary Beck. While Quinn is clearly established as the leader of the pack, all other Reacher Season 3 villains adopt specific roles in his unethical operation. Reacher Season 3 takes its time to fully unfold the complex web of Quinn's criminal network. However, a little beyond the season's midpoint, it becomes evident where each villain stands in the overarching narrative and how Quinn has built his criminal empire on manipulation, fear, and brutality. Quinn is the head of the arms smuggling operation in Reacher Season 3. Quinn's Reacher backstory reveals that he has been a criminal for quite some time. Even in the military, he secretly sold confidential information to external sources to earn a quick buck before Reacher and Cole uncovered the truth about his practices and tried to stop him. After Quinn murdered Cole, Reacher attempted to avenge her death by shooting Quinn off a cliff. However, Quinn somehow survived the gunshot and the fall after the bullet got lodged in his skull. The series does not delve too deep into how he survived or what happened to him in the years that followed. However, given how Quinn does not identify Reacher after he meets him in Season 3's Episode 6, it seems like he got amnesia after being shot in the head and does not recall Jack Reacher at all. Despite getting a second shot at life, Quinn seemingly did not give up on his criminal ways. He adopted a new identity, Julius McCabe, and set out to build his own arms smuggling empire by targeting a huge dealer like Zachary Beck. Instead of making a formal deal with Beck, Quinn merely threatened to hurt him and his family before Beck surrendered and gave him full control over his arms smuggling network. Quinn owes money to the Russian mob and needs to make a big sale. Quinn grows increasingly infuriated after he learns that the maid in Zachary Beck's home was an ATF agent. The revelation and a major shipment delay hold him back from making his big sale on time, which prevents him from paying the Russian mob. As Reacher Season 3's Episode 6 suggests, Quinn took a black market loan from a dangerous Russian mafia, Taktarov, to run his Northeast gun smuggling business. By leveraging Beck's business network, he hoped to pull off a massive deal that would eventually help him pay off his debt. However, to his dismay, things did not go as planned. When the Russian mob finally arrives at his doorstep, he is only able to provide them with a partial payment to keep them away for a while. Before leaving, though, Taktarov warns him that he will have to worry about himself if he does not pay up. With this, Quinn grows even more desperate and paranoid about the people he is working with and asks his men to increase security by looking into anyone who might be betraying him. He realizes that if he does not make his next sale on time, the Russian mob will not spare him. Reacher Season 3 raises the stakes by diving deep into a shadowy military conspiracy that stretches far beyond a single villain. Based on Lee Child's 2003 novel Persuader, the season introduces a chilling network of antagonists that challenge Jack Reacher physically, mentally, and morally. Unlike previous seasons where Reacher faced corruption or criminality in a single town, this time he's up against a tight-knit operation with layered motivations, cold-blooded tactics, and roots in his own past. Here's a breakdown of the villainous operation, each key player, and what role they play in this sinister scheme. 1. Zachary Beck, the frontman. Zachary Beck appears, at first glance, to be a legitimate businessman running an import-export rug business. But behind his polished exterior is a drug trafficking empire that spans the eastern seaboard. Beck is the face of the operation, acting as a middleman for the mysterious cartel moving large quantities of heroin. His warehouse is the heart of the supply chain, and he uses his business as a cover for smuggling. However, what makes Beck particularly interesting is that he's not fully villainous. He's a single father to his son, Richard, and his loyalty to his family complicates his decisions. Beck isn't a typical crime boss. He's a man trapped by circumstance and terrified of the people he works for. That nuance makes him unpredictable and dangerous. 2. Francis Xavier Quinn, the ghost from Reacher's past. Quinn is the season's true monster. A former Army MP, he was presumed dead after a botched mission years ago. Reacher knew him as a fellow soldier, brutal, cunning, and intelligent, but never imagined he'd reappear leading an international smuggling ring. Now alive and thriving in the underworld, Quinn is Beck's silent partner and the operations architect. He uses his military training to run the organization like a covert black ops team. Quinn's motivations are rooted in betrayal. He believes the system abandoned him, and he's building an empire fueled by revenge and greed. His intimate understanding of Reacher's methods makes him a formidable opponent. He anticipates Reacher's moves, counteracts his tactics, and even manipulates Reacher's sense of justice. 3. Polly the Muscle. Every great villain needs a physical threat, and Polly fills that role with brute force. He's Beck's bodyguard, a human tank who doesn't speak much but lets his fist do the talking. In the books, Polly is one of the only men who can go toe-to-toe with Reacher in a fight. The show stays true to this, making him a looming presence throughout the season. What makes Polly more than just a brawler is his loyalty. He's completely devoted to Beck and acts as a guardian to Richard as well. Polly's intimidating nature masks a twisted sense of morality. He doesn't kill for sport, but he won't hesitate if Beck is threatened. His eventual clash with Reacher is a brutal, no-holds-barred showdown that viewers will remember. 4. Richard Beck the Pawn. Richard Beck is Zachary's teenage son, a quiet and sheltered boy recovering from a supposed trauma, a kidnapping attempt that's left him paranoid. But as Reacher investigates, it becomes clear Richard's history isn't what it seems. Richard is the key to Beck's humanity and his vulnerability. He's also unknowingly central to a deeper plot. Reacher suspects that Richard's kidnapping wasn't random, and that Quinn may be using the boy as leverage or bait. Whether Richard is a pawn or a time bomb remains uncertain, but his presence adds emotional complexity to an otherwise gritty storyline. 5. Xavier's Men, the Operatives. Quinn surrounds himself with a loyal team of ex-military operatives, each with specific skill sets, surveillance, logistics, assassinations. These aren't street thugs. They're trained professionals executing a playbook honed by years in black ops. Reacher recognizes the precision of their tactics, which clues him in that Quinn is more than just a ghost from the past. These operatives function like a paramilitary unit. They coordinate shipments, cover up murders, and hunt down threats. Their presence turns every encounter into a tactical chess match, pushing Reacher to think like a soldier again. The bigger picture, a military-criminal hybrid. The genius of Reacher's Season 3's villain operation is its layered structure. At the top is Quinn, a rogue soldier with a vendetta and a plan. Beck is the middleman, sympathetic but complicit. Polly provides muscle, while the operatives act like a shadow army. Together, they form a hybrid criminal organization with military discipline and underworld ruthlessness. Reacher's challenge isn't just to dismantle the operation, it's to outsmart men who know how he thinks and operate in the same tactical language. It's a battle of